What's up, everybody? The 90MC back again with another review, but this time it's a throwback review. We're doing Demolition Man. You know how much I love my Sylvester Stallone movies from the 80s and 90s. So we're going to do Demolition Man. It is one of my favorite movies. This, Judge Dredd, Cliffhanger, those kind of movies it's my comfort food. I've said it before on this channel. This movie came out, when was this movie come out? This movie came out in the 90s. 1993. Oh, what a year. I think I was, let's see, this tells my age. I was born in 85. So I was just a little kid. I remember seeing this movie at my uncle's house as they rented it from Blockbuster Video. I remember seeing a little bit of it and thinking to myself, what in the hell is this movie? But this movie stars Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes as the notorious Simon Phoenix. You couldn't get any more like 90s in this. But basically, anybody that was in a 90s action movie is in this movie. Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Leary, an appearance by Jesse the Body Ventura. Also, I don't know if he's accredited on it, but a very small appearance that I think you can only see in the widescreen version of Jack Black. He was actually one of the people, one of like Dennis Leary's, Edgar Friendly, as Dennis Leary was called, one of his like soldiers. But if you've never seen this movie, I believe it's still on Hulu right now. The movie, here's the synopsis. A police officer is brought out of suspended animation in prison to pursue an old ultra-violent nemesis who is loose in a non-violent future society. This movie is notorious for predicting the future. This movie came out in 93. This movie had iPads. It had basically like Tesla looking videos. Now they just revealed the new DeLoreans look exactly like the cop cars in this movie. Also, one of the biggest things in this movie is they're reading off the prisoner parole list, and there is a Scott Peterson, and they are in California. So if you guys don't know who Scott Peterson is, Scott Peterson was convicted for killing his wife, Lacey Peterson, I believe her name was. And that's a name in the movie, like way before it even happened. Also, there's many different futuristic things. There's no toilet paper in the future. They use the 3 seashells, which for the love of me, I still want to know how to use the 3 seashells. But there's so much of the society in Demolition Man is reflective of society today. It's very much like cancel culture. Like you can tell, like it's cancel culture. Everybody's they don't high five each other. They barely shake hands. Like they've had so many diseases. They don't kiss. They don't fuck. They don't do anything. There's like no gas. There's no salt. Like Sandra Bullock tells you, if you curse, there's a machine. It's a verbal morality statute that will actually fine you credits, which is, God, I wish we had that today. It would just be so good just to be able to hear that. Anytime someone said something, you just hear it in the background. Rob Schneider's in this too. I forgot about that. He's not even accredited in the movie. He is a dispatch guy for the police. But I could go on and on about this movie. If you have not seen Demolition Man, it is an all-time classic. Wesley Snipes with the blonde flat top. But it's very much reflective of today. And I mean, this is a sleep movie. Me and my fiance, we have our sleep movies. Her sleep movie is Thor: Dark World. Demolition Man is my sleep movie. But I mean, we can talk about spoilers and everything else. It'll be a little longer review. Like it said, it starts off in the 90s. Simon Phoenix, aka Wesley Snipes, has taken over a part of Los Angeles. Sylvester Stallone's name's John Spartan, which is fucking great. Goes after him. He's called the Demolition Man because basically he destroys everything to catch criminals. But he gets him in a building. The building's rigged to blow. He's trying to rescue these hostages. Comes to find out that the hostages were actually already dead. They were frozen, so he couldn't see them on the thermal scan. And when the building blew up, they blamed Sylvester Stallone for the deaths of the passengers, over 30 bus passengers. So that leads into a cryo prison where they put you in suspended animation. Later on, I think 35 years later, I'm not sure how long, I think it's like 30 or 40 years later, Simon Phoenix is released, but they can change your your mind in cryo prison, so they can give you these suggestive things like they gave Wesley Snipes basically super strength and access to all of the technology in today's today's society, because the person who runs it, which he dubs the evil Mr. Rogers, Raymond Cocteau, who's the leader of the society, is trying to kill Edgar Friendly, which is Dennis Leary. So he's trying to get rid of all of the vagrants, basically. So he sets it up for Wesley Snipes to get out. He doesn't know Wesley Snipes is a complete badass, and he's made him even more badass. So the cops release John Spartan to go after him, and then you get the future battle, like you did in the 90s. But it's so good. It's so good, and it is a shame that it has a 34 on Metacritic. That's why people don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about either. This movie could be absolute trash, but I love it. I can talk about all the stuff. The movie, the music in this movie, if it's not, it's so much like today, because the most popular station are called Mini Tunes. They're just commercial jingles. They're listening to the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. Like, with all the ads we see today, is that not? It's so close to what we have today. But I love this movie. I can't say enough about it. I give it a perfect score for a throwback review. 5 out. We do 1 through 5. I say 5 out of 5. I don't care how bad it is. The dialogue, the one-liners. Sandra Bullock is a fan of all 90s, and one of the greatest lines in the history of movies is she always says these catchphrases, but she messes them up. So she tells him, she's trying to say, "Let's go blow the sky away," and just straight up says, "Let's go blow the sky." And it is one of the best lines in the movie. But I highly recommend it. It is on Hulu. You can find it very easily. Do yourself a favor and watch this terrible but best movie. It warms my heart every time I see it, because it's great. And then just wait till the end, because the credits has a song made just for the movie. You remember the 90s? They usually, for some reason, in the 80s and 90s, they would get people to make songs just for the movies. And they got the one and only Sting. Sting does the credits. And it's a typical Sting song, because you can't understand a word it says. It's like, middle model, Demolition Man. It's the best. You don't hear nothing except for the chorus when he's like, the Demolition Man. Oh, I love this movie so much. Go watch it. Demolition Man, 5 out of 5. This has been a throwback review from the 901 MC. We'll catch you next time.